So today I'm going to be telling you guys all about the Zombies story mode in Call of Duty Zombies. Everyone knows there's a ton of information and it's kind of hard to understand sometimes and follow along. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the Zombies mode, and I'm going to be doing it in separate videos. I know a lot of people like it in one video. It's like, okay, I can have all the information I want right here in one video, 6 hours long, and you can understand it all. I don't really want to do that. I want to do it in like whatever, 15-20 minute videos and make a couple different videos, so hey, you can digest what you hear in this first video, and then when the next video comes out you can learn about what happens then. It's going to go in order, so we're going to start from what we think is the beginning and go all the way to the end and all the information we have right now, because Zombies is not over yet. So though the origin of Zombies remains kind of unclear, various incidents leading up to the creation of Zombies can actually be found in some of the radio messages found in different maps. So Zombies pretty much was started and caused because of element 115. This element can be found in meteors that can actually reanimate dead cells, so that's kind of how zombies are and what they are. A meteor containing 115 is actually shown in the map Shinonuma, outside one of the swamp areas. Meteor fragments can also be seen on maps like Kino de Toten, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and meteors can actually be seen on Moon whenever they're visible. The very earliest sighting of zombies was actually in France during the First World War, sometime between 1917 and 1918. This is where the Germans first uncovered element 115. However, zombies has existed since the Middle Ages, as seen by both Crusader zombies and the Templar zombies found in France, which is actually the map Origins. While working with element 115 to power new weapons and teleporters, Dr. Ludvig Maxis, a German scientist, discovered it could also reanimate dead cells and create an undead army, which is what Maxis is originally going for. That's his original quote-unquote master plan. That's what he wants. He wants this undead army of zombies. So that's why he's working on what he's working on, and that's pretty much the reason we have what we have today. Unfortunately, this army could not be controlled, as the zombies would always go berserk when tested, and it wouldn't work. Edward Richtofen, which is obviously Maxis' assistant at the time, believed Maxis was not acting quick enough and decided to betray him to further his own research, meaning Richtofen's own research. So I'm going to play some radios for you guys to hear what's going on right now, and then I'll catch up with you after.
Sophia, this letter is to go to the Reichstag High Command immediately. Gentlemen, it is with the utmost urgency that I draw your attention to the lack of funding being injected into the giant project. While I believe we are close to realizing the ultimate plan, we still have several years of development before it is ready. It would be folly to cut our expenditures so early in our development. As you know, early tests on the DG2 have easily outperformed expectations, and we fully anticipate mass-producing the Wunderwaffe within the next few years. Work on the matter transference has, however, come to a standstill. We simply do not have enough element 115 to continue the experiments. The test subjects have survived teleportation, but are currently unresponsive to commands and cannot be controlled. If we are to overcome this obstacle, we need to increase the frequency and size of the experiment. To this end, I suggest we find not only a regular supply of 115, but that we also find a larger conduit to channel the energy. Our operatives in America have informed us that the U.S. has a large supply of the element at the Nevada base. So time is of the essence if we are to stay ahead of them. This cannot be done if you cut the budget, nor can it be done if you insist on pressuring us into action before we are ready. I am, of course, available for discussion on the matter, but in the meantime, I will continue with the work here and try to win this damned war. Signed, etc., etc., Dr. Maxis.
So now that we've heard that, we can listen to the earliest radios that we have, and these radios are from when Edward Richtofen is actually experimenting with Dr. Schuster, and what they're trying to do is teleport a walnut. They're working on their teleporters and all that stuff, so I'm going to let you listen to those radios as well, and this is when Richtofen and Dr. Schuster start trying to teleport a walnut. Once that happens, he calls in for Maxis, and then we'll listen to those radios directly after that. So we're going to lead from the one where they're teleporting the walnut to the one with Maxis.
Log entry 38, date December 4, 1939. The matter transference prototype is prepared for test run number 151. We have now reduced our test subject's mass to to prove that this is possible. Dr. Schuster, please give an overview.
Yes, Dr. Richtofen. We have the new test subject, a walnut, weighing in at 10 grams. The target platform is now at 3 feet with no obstructions. We have 1 microgram of the element, which, according to our calculations, will be entirely used up during test.
Excellent, Dr. Schuster. Commence test number 151.
Yes, Doctor. Please, insert your earplugs.
Good God. We've done it!
We have powered up the prototype and have moved a walnut directly from the prototype device into the receiving device. It moved instantly. It
Teleported. Get me Dr. Maxis immediately.
But this is not the crucial experiments that you are supposed to be working on.
With all due respect, Dr. Maxis, this is a breakthrough of unimaginable proportions.
What? That you moved a walnut a few feet? Yes, Edward. We will improve the human condition by revolutionizing the walnut industry. I can see it now. Edward's walnut delivery.
Don't be obtuse.
How dare you call me that? We are at war, Edward. I will admit that there is promise here. But until this war is won...
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Maxis, but Group 935 is a research organization. What was the motto? To improve the human condition? What business of ours is this war?
Fine, Dr. Richtofen. I will let you in on a little administrative secret. We are finalizing a deal with the Nazi Party. We need funding. We need equipment. They need new weapons. Chances are this war will end soon with a treaty or two, and we will be in a much better position to help the world.
Are you certain this won't cause massive defections? We have scientists from all over the world working with us.
That is why it is with the utmost confidence that I share this with you. No one will know of this. This is simply the breaking of an egg to make an omelette.
Think of the tactical advantage we would have.
Think of the cost. Think of the time. We can provide the Nazis technical expertise in various areas without putting all our eggs in your walnut basket. Good day, Edward, and get back to your real work.
Bloody jerk.
I think Dr. Maxis has lost his perspective. No matter. We'll do this on our own and publish the findings before he has a chance to.
You're not suggesting that Dr. Maxis would steal this technology and perfect it without us, are you?
I would by no means discourage that thought. Great scientists must stick together and achieve great science.
Dr. Maxis actually gives Richtofen some kind of short answer to kind of short with them. Doesn't really care what he's saying, and he lets them know that he's not interested in Richtofen's teleporting walnut. He doesn't care about his, whatever you want to call it, accomplishment. He doesn't care about that. He wants Richtofen to do what he says. He kind of always talks down to Richtofen like he's kind of below him. You're my assistant. Do what I say. I don't care what you're doing. This isn't what you should be wasting your time on. Listen to me. I'm right. Do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Maxis also lets Richtofen in on his deal with the Nazis, and that really takes Richtofen by surprise. He wasn't expecting that at all. It really took him by surprise, and it was just really crazy to Richtofen. After the meeting, Richtofen and Dr. Schuster continue their research on the matter transference device, also known as the MTD, because they're actually fearful that Maxis is going to steal their idea, steal their research, and they want to continue doing their own research and not let Maxis know, because they don't want to, they're in fear that he's going to steal his idea, Richtofen's idea.
Entry 42. Date, January 4, 1940. Dr. Schuster and I, despite mounting pressure from Dr. Maxis, have continued working on the matter transference prototype. We have made great strides in the last 30 days and are ready for our first human subject. If our calculations are correct, we will send a test subject, me, to the receptacle station sitting 30 yards away and behind a cinder block wall.
Are you certain you want to do this, Dr. Richtofen?
Nein, Dr. Schuster. But this must be done. Quickly, put in your earplugs and power up the machine.
So on January 4th, 1940, Dr. Richtofen, or Edward Richtofen, decides he wants to be the first human test subject to be teleported. And so when they do this, he actually gets teleported to a cave in the map Moon. And so what Richtofen is actually seeing here is the MPD, which is one of the first real objects that we have come in contact with. So this pyramid is actually very cold and dustless. You'll hear Richtofen say, "Oh, I wanted you to hear it coming from me as well." So when Richtofen touches a pyramid, that is actually what causes him to hear all these voices in his head that we hear throughout when we're playing as Richtofen. You'll hear him randomly talk to himself, or you'll hear someone talking to him, and you don't know who it is. That is because he touched the pyramid. Anyone who touches this pyramid basically goes insane. That's what's happening to Richtofen. This pyramid is making him go insane because he touched it. He's hearing all these voices and all this stuff. We also need to point out, though, that anyone who works with 115 in any way, shape, or form will actually pretty much go insane no matter what. So it's no different for Richtofen.
Is there a power outage? Why is it so dark? I feel almost weightless. How very unexpected. Dr. Schuster? Hello? There. I can see now. Oh my God. I'm standing in a circular cave, surrounded by some kind of machinery. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. It looks almost alien in nature. There's a pyramid structure in the center of the room. I'm going to try and carefully touch it. Ah! Static electricity. It's smooth to the touch. Very cold. Not a speck of dust. Might be hollow. The chamber is quite large. I see what looks like capacitors in the ceiling of the chamber, but there are no obvious connections to anything electrical. What is this place? Dr. Schuster? Is that you? Dr. Schuster? Look at this. It appears to be covered in some kind of hieroglyphic language. I've not seen anything like it before. Why are you whispering to me? There's no need for that. What is loose? Do you hear that? It sounds like... My God! What happened? I seem to be in some kind of jungle. I can't be certain of where I am.
So that is actually going to do it for the very first episode, or very first part of the zombie story that I'm going to share with you guys. So if you guys actually enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like rating. I really appreciate it. Next episode, we're going to start off by talking about Richtofen being teleported to Shangri-La after being on the moon, and the people attacking him on Shangri-La, and how he then becomes a god there, and he has his own statue etched, his name's etched in it, and everything like that. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know by leaving a like rating. If this video can get like 15 to 20 likes, then we'll definitely do a second part. If you guys aren't interested in it, that's okay. I'm fine with the one part. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Again, I'm trying to do it in parts rather than one 6-hour-long video. I'll do about 4 or 5 different parts, 25, 20 minutes long, whatever, and hopefully you guys can then sync the information in a little bit better than trying to take it in all at once. So again, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, don't forget to leave a like rating, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.